Mayor Bill de Blasio announced that there will be a vaccine mandate in New York City. Now, this vaccine mandate is perhaps the slimiest, smarmiest strategy from the radical left, because they know, by the way, that what they're doing is wrong. Leftists know that vaccine mandates are wrong. Ethically, morally, probably legally. And how do we know that Democrats know that their mandates are wrong? Because they use this smarmy tactic. If they thought it was okay to mandate vaccines, they would just do it. They would have Bill de Blasio say, every single person, I require you to get a vaccine. And if you don't, we'll hold you down and jab you. But they don't do that because they know it's wrong. So what they do instead is they mandate that private businesses serve as the enforcers of the government. Bill de Blasio is forcing gyms and restaurants and entertainment venues like shows to force anybody who comes into their establishment to prove that they're vaccinated. How slimy is that? So these business owners who are trying to make a living, provide for their families, just mind their own business, doing business, are now against their will government enforcers. And if they don't serve as government enforcers, then they risk penalty under the law. They risk the wrath of Bill de Blasio. Because Bill de Blasio wants to force people to get vaccines, but he knows it's the wrong thing to do, so he won't do it himself. He takes the cowardly way out. So just for some context here, the people in our country at this point who don't want to be vaccinated have made the active choice not to be vaccinated, and it is their right to make that choice. That's what medical freedom is. You have autonomy over your own body. Somebody else, a government official or private sector entity, cannot force you to do something to your body that you don't want to do. The vaccine is widely accessible. The narrative from the left is also widely accessible. If you want the vaccine, you can get it. You're free to get it. If you want it, I'm happy for you. Great. I'm glad you have the opportunity to get it. If you don't want it, I don't care. It's none of my business. I do not care what you do. Bill de Blasio wants to coerce people so badly to get this vaccine that he was offering people $100 in incentive to get the vaccine. And still, I think it was like 11,000 additional people did get the vaccine for the $100. But still, people are refusing. You literally, not figuratively, you literally can't even pay people to get this vaccine. So Bill de Blasio mandates it. So think about this in the big picture. This vaccine is not FDA approved. This is an experimental medical treatment. Now, again, if you want to get it, be my guest. Go ahead, get it. I don't care. Your business, your body. But a government official is forcing people, if they want to take part in society and to live in New York City, make no mistake, you have to go to the gym, you have to go to restaurants, and you probably want to go to shows. This is normal life in New York City. But if you want to participate in normal life, you have to subject yourself to an experimental treatment, not FDA approved. This is so beyond anything that we should tolerate as the American people. It's astounding that politicians think that they can get away with this. Where does this end? This is not a rhetorical question. This is a very literal question. What is the limiting principle on this? If a government official can use the power of his political office to coerce citizens who are minding their own business to subject themselves to an experimental medical treatment, or else they can't take part in their own city, then what can't a politician do? What can't a politician mandate that we do with our bodies? And not only where does this end, where does this start? How on earth does Bill de Blasio think he has the right to do this from a legal perspective? The CDC itself, and I by the way, would not even agree with this premise, but even if the CDC called what's happening with COVID-19 a health emergency, that would probably be the justification that leftists would use to mandate this vaccine. The CDC is not even calling this a health emergency. So what possible justification, what possible rationale does Bill de Blasio have for mandating this vaccine? Or you can think about it from this way. I have no idea what kind of exemptions there'll be for this mandate. By the way, it's going to begin in August, but it's not going to be enforced until the middle of September. So says de Blasio's office. I have no idea if there's exemptions for religious reasons, for medical reasons, exemption for children who are not qualified, even under emergency authorization use by the FDA to get this vaccine. But think about this for a second. Think about if you have a medical issue that prevents you from being able to get this vaccine. And this, your medical information, by the way, is yours personally. That's your private information. Are you now going to have to divulge your personal, private medical information to public establishments, private businesses? Are you going to have to tell them all about things that are wrong with your body in order to explain to them why you haven't gotten the vaccine and why you can't go into the store? I mean, it feels it feels almost like you've been robbed. The violation of your privacy is so extreme in this situation. Can you imagine wanting to go get pizza and having to tell somebody about your autoimmune disorder or whatever other? I don't even want to give an example here, because if I give an example of a medical condition that would cause you to believe that this vaccine was either dangerous to you or it could harm your health, the left is just going to tell me that that medical condition, it's fine for people with that medical condition to get the vaccine. You and your doctor, or you yourself, are the best judge of whether a vaccine is going to harm your person based on your pre-existing medical conditions. But imagine having to tell either a private business publicly or a government official what your medical conditions are in order to be allowed to participate in society. That's so disgusting. That's such a violation of your liberty.
Hi. Before you go, let me talk to you about something. As you know, I've been censored on Facebook and YouTube, so I partnered with Locals to create a censorship-free community. I also just launched my show, and I have a lot of exciting new things coming up that I want to make sure I can share with you and get your input on. I'm going to be sharing behind-the-scenes looks of my set and my show prep, and I get a lot of questions about my hair and makeup routines, my research process, and so much more. So I'll give you sneak peeks of all of that. I'll also be doing exclusive segments of my show just for Locals VIPs. All of my interviews will be shared on Locals for VIPs to watch as well. I'll be taking questions directly from VIPs for the video mailbag in my show, and you'll get the episodes free from ads. Who doesn't love that? Not to mention, I'll keep doing everything that you've already come to love. Ask me questions for live Q&As. Let's talk about your favorite books, what yummy vegan food I'm eating for lunch, and what ridiculous headlines I'm reading today. You can do all of that and more, but only if you are a Liz Wheeler Show VIP on Locals. The monthly subscription is $9 a month, but if you really want a good deal, we have an annual subscription for just $72. That's 4 months free. 4 months. So join me on Locals as a VIP. I'll see you over there.